As you can read from this letter, it is from the archives, and it reads, demand for a refund of paid tithe. Demand for a refund of paid tithe. How much is the tithe? That calls for someone to write a letter, an official letter to the men of God, demanding for a refund of paid tithe. And how many months worth of that tithe? Because remember, tithe is recurring. It's paid on a monthly basis or as you earn. Pay as you earn. If you make $1 million US today, pay 10% of it. If you make 200,000 today, pay 10% of it as you earn. That is the doctrine of tithe. So now this lady is writing a letter to her spiritual father demanding a refund of her tithe. You might be asking and wondering, what is it that the man of God did to this lady that prompted her to demand her tithe back? This is no new story. Most of you are familiar with Blessing Mashangwa. One young lady was brutalized by Prophet Emanuel Makandiwa. I'll call him prophet for the sake of having the conversation in context. Who was brutalized, violated by Prophet Emanuel Makandiwa. And Emanuel Makandiwa's followers will always punch back and say, do you even have proof that she paid $1 million US? Because that's how much she paid in tithe. Not just $1 million US, more than $1 million US. His followers will be jumping. Where do you get those figures? Where's the proof that she paid that amount of money to our spiritual father, to our men of God? Okay, let me just give you a few receipts, because in these shrines, every time you pay your tithe, you must keep a receipt. They write a receipt for you, so that if there are major events, major occasions, they always look at their records to see if you are compliant. And if you're non-compliant, you will be excluded in so many other things. So they always document those consistent tithe payers. And those that are non-consistent, there are some privileges that they don't get in the ministry. Some invitations that they don't get, some programs, functions that they don't get to attend simply because they are not loyal followers. So, where are the receipts of all these payments that accrued to $1 million US? I might ask you a question before I show you the receipts. What was your highest tithe remission? How much do you pay as tithe yourself? I'm just asking. I'm just throwing a curveball at you. How much tithe do you pay? Or if you can do an audit of all the tithes you've paid over the years, how much do you think it can accrue to? How much, maybe? Okay, I'm not expecting you to answer that one. Here are some of the receipts from her remittances. Each and every month, and Blessing was not paying monthly. She was paying even weekly. After 4 days, after 3 days, because she was making money that way. That's how much she was making. But Makandiwa reduced it to nothing, to zero. Here are some of the receipts. This one, she was giving to charity, $1,000 US. You can pause anyway so that you can do the conversions to your local currency. This one, she gave 12,000 US. I'm sure you can see the dates on top there. And this signature is coming from the church. As you can see, the receipt is written United Family International Church, UFIC. This one, another $1,000 US. $500. $500. $10,000 US. $1,000 US to charity. Another $1,000 US. $1,000 US. $2,000 US. $1,000 US. These are not small figures. $10,000 US dollars. On top here, she has 1,000 US dollars. Bottom, she has 500 US dollars. Top right corner, 1,000 US dollars. Bottom right corner, 500 US dollars. 12,000 US dollars. 1,000 US dollars partnership. 10,000 US dollars tithe. So if she was paying 10,000 US dollars, now do the maths. How much was she making? And this is only 10%. 2,000 US dollars tithe. It was not a good month for her. 12,000 US dollars tithe. 1,000 US dollars towards charity. 14,000 US dollars tithe from her business. 1,000 US dollars towards charity. Cash, and all these are cash payments. 12,000 US dollars tithe. See how consistent she is. 1,000 US dollars towards charity. 1,000 US dollars towards charity. 12,000 US dollars tithe. 15,000 US dollars tithe. 10,000 US dollars towards PA system. 15,000 US dollars towards a conference that they were hosting or something like that. I cannot read clearly here. 100,000 rands for Thanksgiving. My people, the list goes on. The list is too long. Like, she has all the receipts of all the tithes that she was paying to Emanuel Makandiwa, to a point whereby the dog that she was feeding ended up biting her. What Makandiwa did to her afterwards, when she just had a problem in her business, how Makandiwa returned this favor. Mashangwa's story, Blessing Mashangwa's story, is too long and it's a sad one. It's a heartbreaking one. It's a heartbreaking one. If you're Emanuel Makandiwa, how would you treat someone like Blessing Mashangwa, who contributes these numbers, these figures? Some of you have never touched these figures, but she gave all these figures as tithe to her spiritual father so that he can further the so-called work of God, the evangelism, the preaching, or the gospel. If you were Makandiwa, how would you treat someone like this? Wouldn't you hold them dearly? Wouldn't you respect them? Wouldn't you honor them? Wouldn't you love them and be there for them and never let no harm gets to them? Wouldn't you? But Makandiwa is one different species. He did the opposite. He broke her down. He punched her in all places that are pressure points. Below the belt, he punched her. He did her dirty. That's Makandiwa for you. That's how brutal he can be. That's how ruthless he can be. Together with the wife, they have no face. All that is pretense that you see, the fake smiles, that's not what is in their hearts. Corrupted souls. No mercy. She ended up passing away without having received a cent of the money that she had given. Now you're asking again, if she was voluntarily giving this tithe, why was she asking for that tithe back? In his arrogance, Emanuel Makandiwa, he preached during his services, during his sermons or whatever, that if any one of you have given me money and you're not happy about it, you can come back and collect it. You can come back and have it. I'll give it back to you. I don't need your money. That's when she went back to him and said, Papa, can I have my money back? I want it because I'm down. She did not only start by asking for her money back. Like I told you, she had a challenge in her business. She said, Papa, can you please assist me with just a little bit of capital? A little bit. I just want to get my products to clear duty for clearance for my business, and I'll give you back your money. They blocked her. The wife blocked her. The husband blocked her. Both of them blocked her. They realized she no longer had the money that she used to have. They had chewed her. So it was time for them to spit her out, and they did. She was left all alone. She thought she had built a family. She thought she had created a relationship, only to realize that she was just being used. They didn't care about her that much. That's when she realized that she was dealing with a criminal. And then she had to go and ask for her money back. And it was within her right to ask for her money back, since the charlatan had already told everyone who follows him that if you ever feel like coming to collect your money back that you have ever given me, you should come. So she did so, rightfully so. She went and asked for it. And the Dracula said, if you want your money back, you must bring receipts. She compiled all the receipts. She submitted them. The Dracula thought twice. No, let's go to court. What happened to the receipt that you asked for? I brought them. No, let's go to court. Let's go get this whole thing settled in court. The matter went to court. There, whatever happened, happened. But she never got a cent. More than $1 million in tithes, contributions, charity, etc. Now she's gone, she left children behind. Shouldn't he just be honorable enough as a man of God that he claims to be? And if he did not want to give to the lady, to blessing, can't he just extend that courtesy to the family now, to the children who have been left without a mother? And some of the underlying causes to her illness were caused by Emanuel Makandiwa, 100%. They were caused by Emanuel Makandiwa. Can't he just be the man of God he claims to be and honor this woman by coming through for his family, for her family, for her children? The money that she gave to Emanuel Makandiwa, can't it be given back to the kids now so that they can have somewhere to start? So that they can inherit something from their mother's investments into Emanuel Makandiwa's empire? Can't he just be that honorable? He won't. When I said he's brutal, I meant he is brutal. He cares less. I don't know if they replaced the heart, or I don't know if they destroyed his conscience. That thing that feels, that switch that should be lit on for someone to care is probably broken. He's continuing business as usual, probably celebrating that, she's gone. She touched not the anointed. But that's not the case. But with that being said, just know these are the type of men that you're dealing with. And this is a woman that has been embroidered in almost Emanuel Makandiwa's dealings, quite a lot. I have a lot of their dealings with Makandiwa here. She was just afraid to come out and expose them. But she sent me a lot of stuff. Pyramid schemes that they orchestrated, Mauritius accounts that they opened, money that was stolen from his gullibles, transferred to these Mauritius accounts, the entire database. $4 million being collected with finance directors like, let me not mention names, but in honor of this lady, I will bring all that exhibit, just so that you can understand how rotten this system is. That UFIC, how rotten it is, how it was built by stepping on the toes of the vulnerable, of the desperate. It was built with the tears of many. My people, I'll check you out on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. Hope you stop paying your tithe. and start investing in the future of your own children, not of your spiritual father's children. Be wise. Think or sink